Hey guys, what is up? My name is Landon and welcome to the Jersey Zone. So there is a rumor that's pretty much confirmed that the reverse retros are coming back next year. So in this video here, I wanted to share my predictions for each team and what I think they're going to do for their reverse retros. Now I will say I have no insight on any of these jerseys at all. They are just complete guesses. There's been some videos that I've wanted to watch but I've kind of held off on because I don't want to get any inspiration from them or kind of take some of their ideas or anything like that. These are all just me kind of basically looking at the jersey history and taking a guess on what I think the teams are going to throw back to. So I wanted to get that out of the way first, but anyways, let's get into my guesses here. To start us off with the Ducks, I don't think they're going to do anything too special. I just think they're going to do a throwback to their inaugural season jerseys, the Mighty Duck jerseys. Those are what I think they're going to do a throwback to because, man, those would sell out super quick. I think that's what they're going to do. Last year, they went crazy with, obviously, the Wild Wing jersey, so I think they're going to keep it a little bit more classic. The only thing that they could do to make it a little bit more interesting is to do a throwback to those third and fourth jerseys that they had during, the mid-90s or whatever. I think it was, the late 90s. Whatever it was. They could do a throwback to those jerseys just to make it a little bit more interesting, but I kind of doubt it. I really just think they're going to go back to those inaugural season jerseys there. Now, with the Arizona Coyotes, they've kind of done a throwback to a lot of their jerseys. Obviously, the Kachina is now their home and away again. They did that throwback jersey to the Space Coyote last year. So they've used a lot of their kind of older school jerseys, and the Howling Coyote was basically their main jersey up until last year. So they've really done a throwback to almost every single one of their jerseys except the Running Yote jersey, which is a jersey I really like a lot. So that is what I would like to see as the reverse retro. I think it would be a ton of fun, especially if they use that off-white color as the main color of the jersey. I think that would look pretty nice in my opinion. So that's at least what I would like to see the Coyotes throw back to. Now for the Boston Bruins, I highly doubt that they're going to do this, but I would love to see a throwback to the Pooh Bear jersey. As you guys can see, I have it hanging right up there, just the little half of it, you can kind of tell. But I absolutely love this jersey. I think it is so great. The logo is stupid, but I absolutely love it. And I actually do legitimately like the striping as well. I think the striping is really unique and a ton of fun as well. So I would really like to see this as the reverse retro. Although I will say I'm not too sure if I would like the black as the main color of the jersey. I don't know if it would work too well. I think I like the yellow as the main color just a little bit better, but I don't know. Maybe if I saw an actual concept of it or the actual jersey, maybe I'd like it a little bit more, but it is something that I would really like to see a throwback to because it's just such a goofy jersey and just a ton of fun. Moving on to the Buffalo Sabres. Now, I haven't talked about this on the channel yet, but apparently Buffalo is going to do a throwback to the Goat Head jersey as a third jersey next year. That's at least the rumor. So they're probably not going to do that for the reverse retro then. So for me, my guess is that they'll do a throwback to the Buffalo Slug jersey, which is a jersey, once again, that's pretty ugly, but I really like it a lot. I think it's a ton of fun. The logo is very stupid once again. So that is the jersey that I would like to see them do for the reverse retro. Now, the only concern that I have of doing a reverse retro of this jersey is what you would pick as the main color of the jersey, because obviously if you just did it as a white, then it's just the away jersey that they had during those years as well. So the only other colors on there is a yellow, which I don't think would work at all, or a gray, which is another thing that I don't think would work as well. So not quite too sure how you'd go around kind of reverse retroing this jersey, but I still think it would be a ton of fun to throw back to that jersey for. So that is my pick for the reverse retro for the Buffalo Sabres. Now moving on to the Calgary Flames, I have two guesses again for this team. So the first one is kind of like a long shot. It's something that I would love to see, but I kind of doubt it. But I would love to see a throwback to the Atlanta Flames. I really would like to see that a lot. I really do like that Atlanta Flames logo. When the Calgary Flames had that as their alternate captain patch, I love that, and I'm so upset that they moved away from that with their new jerseys. That is the only thing that I don't like about their new jerseys compared to their older jerseys. So I would like to see that come back as just a main logo for the reverse retro. I think that would be a ton of fun. Kind of doubt that they would do that. The thing that I think they're actually going to do is a throwback to the pedestal jersey or the Germany flag jersey, whatever you want to call it. That's what I think that they'll actually do. I like this jersey a lot. I think it's a ton of fun. I have the away version of this jersey. I want the home version of it. So this jersey, I think, could be a lot of fun for that reverse retro there. And I think it would be a nice jersey to kind of throw back to. And they've kind of thrown back to a lot of their older jerseys anyway. So it's kind of the last one that's remaining that they could kind of do a throwback to. So that's the jersey at least that I would pick to throw back to. Although they could also do, I guess, a throwback to those mid-2000s jerseys. But I guess we'll have to see what they actually do. Moving on to the Carolina Hurricanes, I have no idea what they're going to do. I mean, they've rarely changed their jerseys at all. Their third jersey now is basically just a better version of their older third jersey. Last year, they did a throwback to the Hartford Whalers, which I don't think they're going to do again. So I guess I'm just going to put up their mid-2000s away jersey, which is basically their inaugural season away jersey as well. Like, I really don't know. Like, I have no idea. The only reason that I'm choosing this jersey is because it's the only jersey that they're not wearing right now. I mean, like I said, they could do, I guess, a throwback to that old school third jersey, but in my opinion, it's basically just a worse version of their current third jersey. So I don't know what they're going to do. I literally have no idea. So this one, I think, will be the most interesting in my opinion. I would like to see what Carolina does because I have no idea what they're going to do. Now for the Chicago Blackhawks, I'll be honest, I didn't spend that much time kind of researching what jersey I would like for the Chicago Blackhawks to throw back to because I'll be honest, I don't love a lot of old school Blackhawks jerseys. Mostly just because of the logo itself. I don't love that old school logo, so I prefer their current one. So the jersey that I have up on screen, I think it's their like mid 2010s jersey. So that's what I would like to see, honestly. Like just straight up this jersey, because I like the Chicago Blackhawks in black, and I prefer their current logo over their old school logo. So that's what I would like to see. I kind of doubt it. I think they'll probably do something, once again, similar to that older reverse retro that they did last year. Maybe they'll even do like a throwback to that 75th anniversary jersey. We'll kind of have to see, but basically, this jersey here is what I would like to see the Chicago Blackhawks have as the reverse retro, which once again, it's not really a reverse retro, but anyways, that's what I would like to see. Moving on to the Colorado Avalanche, the jersey that I think they'll do a reverse retro of is the third jersey, their kind of wordmark jersey that they had in the early 2000s. That's kind of what I think they'll probably do as a reverse retro here. I actually don't mind this jersey, even though I'm not a huge fan of wordmark jerseys. I actually kind of like the colors on this jersey, so I think this would be a fun throwback too. But the reverse retro that I would really like to see, I kind of doubt they'll do it, but I would really like to see it, is a Colorado Rockies reverse retro. I think that would be a ton of fun, but I kind of doubt they'll do it because obviously last year the reverse retro was the Quebec Nordiques, so I kind of doubt they'll do another throwback to a completely different franchise as a reverse retro. I think they'll probably want to keep it as like an actual Colorado Avalanche reverse retro instead of a Colorado Rockies. So it's something that I would like to see. I would like to see a Colorado Rockies reverse retro, but I kind of doubt they'll do it. So my guess is that kind of wordmark jersey. That's probably what I think they'll actually do. Now with the Columbus Blue Jackets, I almost like what they did last year as the reverse retro, where they did do a throwback to that OG logo, which is a logo that I really like a lot. But I still don't love that jersey. One, because it is in the red and it's just a little bit strange. And two, because they didn't bring Stinger back on the shoulders. So if they do want to do another throwback to that OG logo and then they put Stinger on the shoulders, I would love that. And I think that would be a ton of fun. But the jersey that I actually would like to see, and I think would be a little bit of fun, is their third jersey that they wore for a little bit in between kind of switching their older logo to the newer logo. I think that would be a ton of fun, and just have black as the main color of the jersey there, because if you can kind of tell, the black is on the outside of the sleeves there, and then the kind of navy blue is the main color. So if they did a reverse of that, I honestly think that would be a little bit of fun. It's something that's different for the Columbus Blue Jackets, so it's something that I would like to see. But once again, if they want to do a throwback to that OG logo with the stingers on the shoulder patch again, I definitely would not complain. Now for the Dallas Stars, there's only one jersey that I would really like to see them do a throwback to. Of course, it's the Mooner's jersey. I have it hanging right up there. I would love to see them do a throwback to that, a reverse retro of that. Having it green as like the main color, I think it could be a ton of fun and just completely ridiculous. Once again, kind of doubt they'll do it, but it's something that I would like to see. Now for the Detroit Red Wings, obviously last year's reverse retro was just so bad. It was so bland, so boring, just awful. So I want to see them actually do something for the reverse retro. And what I would like to see is a throwback to their 2009 Winter Classic. I really like this jersey a lot. I think this jersey in red would be a ton of fun, and I think it would look so nice. So that's what I want to see out of them. They can also even do a throwback to their 2014 Winter Classic. That's another Red Wings jersey that I really like a lot. Like, even if they wanted to do a throwback to their 75th anniversary jersey, even do that. That jersey is ridiculous, but they can even do a throwback to that. I really don't care, as long as it's something different and not even close to what they did last year, because last year's jersey was just so bad. Now with the Edmonton Oilers, this is a jersey that I think is kind of like a slam dunk. I don't really see what else they could do a throwback to. It's the Cog jersey. That's what I want to see. I think that's what a lot of fans want to see. I think a lot of people do really like this jersey, so I think this is an easy kind of throwback for their reverse retro. I think this would sell a lot of jerseys. I think a lot of people would be happy about it. So I think this is a pretty easy kind of choice for the Edmonton Oilers. Now for the Florida Panthers, this jersey here, once again, I don't think they're going to do it, but I love this jersey. It's their blue third jersey that I have right there. I love this jersey. It's one of my favorite Florida Panthers jerseys. It's something completely different. They don't really have anything like it in their jersey history. This is such like an odd jersey for the jersey history. It's just like kind of in its own section and like completely different than anything else. and I love it. I love this jersey. I think this jersey in a baby blue would look so nice, and I think it would look so great. The only thing about this jersey that I would like to see changed if they do a reverse retro of this jersey is the logo itself. I don't hate the logo, but I definitely don't love it. I would like to see either just like the Panther head being the entire jersey instead of it like kind of being circled around and saying Florida Panthers around it. I don't love that. So either have the Panther head being like the entire logo or just have the full body Panther, like something like that. I would like to see it because I do really like this jersey a lot. I love the colors on it. Like I said, I think that baby blue being the main color of the jersey would just look so nice. So that is what I would like to see. I kind of doubt it because it's just such an oddball in the Florida Panthers kind of jersey history there, and it's really like nothing else, so it doesn't really fit their kind of branding, or at least, you know, what they've kind of done for their branding so far. So I doubt that it's going to be a thing, but I would really like to see it a lot. Moving on to the LA Kings. Now, once again, I highly doubt that they're going to do this, but the Burger King jersey. Basically, a lot of the jerseys behind me, I want to see again because these jerseys are all stupid and all great, and I love them all. Like, they're just ridiculous. So if they want to do a throwback to the Burger King jersey, I'm here for it. I would probably buy it immediately. Like, it's just such a ridiculous jersey. Once again, like, I don't even, that out of all of these jerseys that I've kind of been suggesting, that one is the most, like, out of reach, like, just completely, definitely not going to happen for sure. So the actual jersey that I would like to see kind of them do a throwback to is, like, their crown jersey in the mid-2000s. Honestly, they can do a throwback to, like, pretty much any one of their jerseys, and I would absolutely love it. Like, if they want to do a throwback to their inaugural season jerseys, the one where it had the shield on the front, like, any jersey, I really don't care. I love the Kings jersey history, so they can do a throwback to basically any one of the jerseys, and I would love it. So it really doesn't matter what they do, basically. Now with Minnesota Wild, this is another team where I really have no idea what they're going to do. If they really wanted to, they could do a throwback to the Minnesota North Stars again. I kind of doubt they're going to do that, so I'm just saying they'll do a throwback to their inaugural season jerseys. Why not? I have no idea. That's just kind of the jersey I chose. I do like these inaugural season jerseys, so they could be fun. I'm not really quite too sure, honestly. I kind of just chose one because I stared at it for a little bit and went, I have no idea, man. I don't know. So if they wanted to do their inaugural season jerseys, they definitely could. If they wanted to do the Minnesota North Stars again, they could do that as well. I really don't know. But with the Montreal Canadiens, I did go a little bit wild. I have two guesses here that I don't think they're going to do because I think they're just way too ridiculous. They're definitely not going to do either of these, but I would really like to see them. But the first one is a really big throwback. It's going all the way back into the 1920s. I think it's the 24-25 season specifically. I might be wrong on that, but it is the season after they won the Stanley Cup. And on this jersey, they had the world logo on the front of the jersey as the main crest, and then the Canadiens in kind of like the sleeves there. I would love to see this jersey. It is so great. I absolutely love it. I really like that world logo. They used it in their 2016 Winter Classic jersey on like the arms there. And so I would like to see that jersey, or at least that logo, I should say, kind of implemented in this reverse retro. I think it's just a ton of fun. Now, I highly doubt that they're going to use that world logo as the main crest. First of all, not even just because it is so weird and so different for the Canadiens, but especially after the season that they're having right now, they probably don't want to use that. It's probably pretty unlikely, but like I said, for like how much fun it would be a lot of fun. I would really like to see that for sure. So this one, that is like a complete like throwaway. Definitely they won't do this for sure. The one that I could maybe see them kind of doing, and it would be a lot of fun, but I very, very much doubt it as well, it's the Montreal Maroons. I would love to see this. Like, I would really, really like to see them do a throwback to the Maroons. I think this would be a ton of fun. Once again, I kind of doubt it just because it's so different for the Canadiens, and the Canadiens don't really change a ton with their jerseys, so I kind of doubt it. I don't think they will do a throwback to the Montreal Maroons, but it would be a ton of fun, and this is another jersey that I really, really like to see. So once again, like I said, my Canadiens kind of predictions are just so wild and definitely won't happen for sure, but come on, come on. It would be great. Anyways, moving on. Now with the Nashville Predators, the only jersey that I actually really want to see for the reverse retro is the checkerboard jersey. I love this jersey, man. I think it is so fun. And if they do a throwback to this, I would be so happy because this jersey is great. I love just like the subtle checkerboard pattern in the striping. I think that's a ton of fun. The only reason why I don't think they'll do a throwback to this jersey is because it's so rare. And I don't think a ton of people actually know about this jersey because it wasn't really worn for that long. And like I said, it's a pretty rare jersey, so it's not really seen too often. So I don't think they'll do a throwback to this jersey, but as a jersey collector, as someone who wants this jersey in my collection, I technically have it, but it's in a U size and it's not really in that great of condition. So I actually want a better kind of quality of that jersey there. So as a jersey collector, I would like to see this so I could purchase it because it's very rare and it's just such a fun jersey as well. Now moving on to the New Jersey Devils. This is another team where I really don't know what they're going to do because they've kind of done a throwback to every single one of their jerseys. So I don't know what they're going to do. The only guess that I have, and I think it would be a ton of fun, is a throwback to the Kansas City Scouts. That'd be a ton of fun. They technically came from there. I mean, they kind of came from the Rockies, so they could do a Rockies throwback if they really wanted to, but I would like to see them do a throwback to the Kansas City Scouts. It'd be fun. It'd be something unique for sure, but I kind of doubt it. I really don't know what the Devils are going to do because they've done a throwback to pretty much everything. So that's my guess. It's kind of like a Hail Mary, I guess, because I don't really know. Now with the New York Islanders, this is another Hail Mary. You guys already know what jersey I'm going to say. Obviously, the Fisherman jersey. Almost everybody wants this jersey back. Jersey collectors definitely want this jersey back because it's just such a rare thing and such a hard find. So people really want this jersey. Not everyone. I know some Islanders fans don't like this jersey, which is fair. But for me, I want it back. I really, really do. But it is a Hail Mary because Lou Lamoriello, it really seems like he does not want this jersey back in his kind of organization. So it looks like it's probably not going to happen. I would like to see it, though. It's the only jersey that I really even care about. I didn't even need to go through and look at the Islanders' history. This is the only jersey that I want. It's the only jersey I want them to do a reverse retro of. If it's not a Fisherman jersey, I don't care. Like, that's pretty much how it is. So it's the only jersey that I want for the reverse retro. It really is. Now, moving on to the New York Rangers. I know I'm in the minority on this, and I know not a lot of people agree with me, but for me, I love their Shield logo. The jersey that they wore, I think it was from 77 to 80, which is not really a long time. It didn't really last that long because I don't think a ton of people liked it. But for me, I love this thing. I prefer this thing actually over their current home and away jerseys. Like, I actually like it that much. So it is something that I want to see. I want them to do a throwback to it. I know not a lot of people love it, so I kind of doubt they'll do that reverse retro there. They'll probably do a throwback to like their older school kind of word mark jerseys. Now with the Ottawa Senators, the jersey that I would really like to see a throwback to is their O logo. I think they used it as a third jersey. This one in particular, I think it was a third jersey from 2011 to 2016. I think that was the case, but they've used this logo a couple of times. They don't even need to do a throwback to this jersey in particular. They can just do a throwback to the logo, honestly, and I would like it. But they've used this logo and this kind of type of jersey in their Heritage Classic game as well. Like I said, this jersey is that third jersey, and then I think it was the NHL 100 Classic. I think that's what it was called, something like that. So they've used this logo a couple of times. I'd like to see them do a throwback to it again. I like this jersey. I like this logo, so I would like to see it for the Ottawa Senators. Going on to the Philadelphia Flyers, for them, I don't really have a jersey that I really think they can do a throwback to. There's a couple that I can kind of see, and I go, yeah, those are pretty nice, but honestly, the only jersey that I would really like to see them do a throwback to, the jersey that I really like a lot, is their 2012 Winter Classic. Once again, it's not really a reverse retro. It's not going that far back, but it's a jersey that I personally really like a lot. I would like to see this jersey once again in like that cream color as the main color of the jersey. Something that I don't think they're going to do because it's a little bit too recent in my opinion. But, you know, I was looking at all the other Philadelphia Flyers jerseys and I was like, you know what? This is the jersey that I like the most and I would like to see them do a throwback to. So that's why I went with this one. Now with the Pittsburgh Penguins, I've talked about this a couple of times on the channel recently, but I love the Penguins in their original colors. So that jersey right up there, that's what I would like to see a throwback to. Like I've said before, I just love the Penguins in these OG colors. So even if they don't do a throwback to that jersey in particular, they can even do a throwback to their original jerseys, which was just the Pittsburgh word mark, which they did a reverse retro of last year. And they now have obviously that third jersey as well. I just want to see the Pittsburgh Penguins again in that baby blue and dark blue colors. They've done those throwbacks with their Winter Classics, and I love those jerseys. It's just a color scheme that I really like a lot for the Penguins, so that's what I would like to see. Now, with the San Jose Sharks, this is the jersey that I think is just not going to happen. I think I said this actually when I was talking about my Burger King jersey, but I think this jersey is even more unlikely to happen than a throwback to the Burger King, and that is a throwback to the California Golden Seals jerseys. These jerseys here are ridiculous and stupid, and I love them. The colors are so weird and so just like bright and in your face. I want to see this jersey again, man. I really, really want to. This is a jersey that I've been looking for such a long time, but since it's such an old school jersey and since it's so rare, you can barely find it anywhere. I don't know if I've really ever seen this jersey, or at least a legit version of this jersey. So this is just me kind of being selfish, and I just want them to do a throwback to this jersey so I can have it in my collection. That's the only reason. Like, if they did a throwback to this jersey, the money would be instantly out of my wallet. Like, it would be gone. Like, it's just an automatic thing. Like, it's not even a thought. So it is something that I would like to see. Like I said, I don't think in any universe this actually does happen. I don't think in any universe the San Jose Sharks actually do a throwback to this jersey, but Come on, it would be so much fun. Like, I just want it so bad. So that's just like my kind of selfish prediction here. Like I said, don't think they're going to do it, but it would be a ton of fun. And then moving on to the Seattle Kraken, we don't have to spend too much time on this one because this is basically the easiest slam dunk, I think, for any team because they don't have anything to throw back to except for the Seattle Metropolitans. So that's what they're going to do. I think if they do anything different, it would be very, very insane and completely out of nowhere. This is the throwback they're going to do. Like I said, it's a slam dunk. That's what they're going to do for the reverse retro. It's pretty easy. Now for the St. Louis Blues, this is another team where they've done a throwback to a lot of their older school jerseys already. I mean, they've done a throwback to their inaugural season jerseys with their current third jersey, as well as their Winter Classic that they wore. And then of course they've done a throwback to this jersey up here twice already with the reverse retro last year and their kind of like heritage jersey. So they've done a throwback to a lot of their kind of older school jerseys already. I think I even suggested this jersey as a reverse retro last year. I don't remember a lot of my last year's reverse retro predictions, so maybe I repeated some of them in this video already, but for me, I would really like to see a throwback to that Arch logo that they had, or that Arch jersey, I guess I should say, that they had as a third jersey during the mid-2010s. This is a jersey that I really like a lot. Honestly, it's one of my favorite Blues jerseys. I just think it's very simple, but it's also a ton of fun, and it's a logo that I really like a lot as well, so this is the jersey that I personally would like to see as a throwback or as a reverse retro. I'm not quite too sure if they're going to do this. I really don't know what they're going to do because, like I said, they've done a throwback to a lot of their older school jerseys. There's still some that they could definitely do for sure. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the St. Louis Blues do. Now, for the Tampa Bay Lightning, I'm sure you guys can already predict again what I'm going to say. I mean, the jersey's behind me. It's the Storm jersey. Of course, I'm going to say the Storm jersey. It's just such a fun jersey. It's probably the ugliest or one of the ugliest jerseys in the league for sure that they've ever produced. So I would love to see them do a throwback to this jersey. I kind of doubt it, but honestly, with some of the reverse retros that they did last year, like with this jersey in particular, it gave me a little bit of hope that maybe they will actually do it. Like, it's possible. Like, honestly, before last year's reverse retro, I really didn't think that they were ever going to bring this jersey back. It was just me very much hoping that they would bring it back. I didn't think it was actually going to happen. So with them actually bringing the Wild Wings jersey back, it's given me hope that maybe Tampa could do a throwback to the Storm jersey. Now moving on to the Toronto Maple Leafs. If you guys don't know, the Leafs are my favorite team, but I really don't know what the Leafs are going to do. I'm not quite too sure. What they did last year, I wasn't a huge fan of when it was first released, but it's grown on me a little bit. I still don't absolutely love the jersey, but I think it's okay now. But what they're going to do this year, I really, once again, I'm not quite too sure. I suggested this for a couple of other teams, but once again, they could do a throwback to their 75th anniversary jersey. I think that would be kind of nice. But the jerseys that I would like to see them do a throwback to is their late 1920s, early 1930 jerseys. Those jerseys, they've done a throwback to them a couple of times. I believe the first time was in 1996 for the 65th anniversary of Maple Leafs Gardens, and then they also did it for their 2014 Winter Classic. But it's a jersey that I do like a lot. I love that logo. I think that logo is a ton of fun. And just the amount of striping, it's a little bit ridiculous, but I also like it a lot. So that's what I would like to see them do a throwback to. They do have a couple of other kind of Leaf jerseys, or like Leaf logos, I should say. There's a couple variants of those that they could use as well. So they really have a lot of options of what they want to do. I would say the hardest part about kind of doing a reverse retro of a Leafs jersey is they really only have two colors in their history. It's blue and white. It's hard to kind of do a reverse retro of, and they had that issue last year where they did bring in that gray, and not a lot of people like the gray, so I'm not quite too sure what they're going to do, but I don't know. It'll be interesting for sure. Now, with the Vancouver Canucks, this is another jersey that is probably not going to happen. They probably will do a throwback to most likely the Vancouver Millionaires. That's the one that I at least think they'll probably do a throwback to. But the jersey that I at least want to see is the V jersey, the Flying V jersey, whatever you want to call it. This jersey, once again, with a lot of these jerseys, I mean, I'm sure you guys can tell, like, I love these ugly jerseys. I think just watching the players wear these ugly jerseys is just a ton of fun. So that's what I at least want to see. That's why a lot of these jerseys that I have kind of on my list here or on my predictions here are the ugly jerseys, because they're just a ton of fun. They're jerseys that I would like to buy, and they're jerseys that I would like to actually see on ice, because they're just so ridiculous to see other people wearing them. And honestly, like with this jersey here, I'm not even quite too sure what you would do for a reverse retro, because I honestly don't think that it would look that great with their current colors. I think it would look almost worse with their current colors. So I think that if they do a reverse retro of this jersey, I honestly think they should just keep it black, red, and yellow, like and maybe switch up like just some of the colors in there and not make it their current colors, because I don't think it would look as good in their current colors. Well, I shouldn't say as good. It's not a good looking jersey, but you guys get what I'm saying. I think it would look a little bit too weird, but I don't know. Maybe that's just my imagination. Either way, I would like to see it. It would just be so much fun. It would be absolutely ridiculous. Now, with the Vegas Golden Knights here, this one I'm basically forfeiting. I have no idea. Like, what are they going to do? I have no idea. They've already done a throwback basically with a reverse retro last year to the, what was the team? Thunder? The Las Vegas Thunder? Something like that. They already did a throwback with their reverse retro last season, so what can they do a throwback to? I have no idea. So my guess basically is their current home jersey just in black. That's my forfeit guess. I have no idea. Now, with the Washington Capitals, since they did a throwback to the Screaming Eagle last year, I would like to see a jersey that they wore during that time as well, which is the Capitol Building jersey. This is another jersey that I really like with the Washington Capitals. So this is a jersey that I would like to see another reverse retro of. I think it would be a lot of fun. I, once again, don't think it would look good in their current colors, though, but I did say that with the Screaming Eagle last year, where when it first came out, I was like, I really don't like that color scheme with that jersey. But it grew on me fairly quickly, and I did end up buying the jersey. I was very lucky to be able to find that jersey after basically the fact, because they sold out very, very quickly. But yeah, I would like to see this jersey as a reverse retro, but with this jersey in particular, I really don't think it would work in their current colors, but who knows? Maybe they'll make it work. We'll have to see. And then last up, with the Winnipeg Jets, I basically have them doing a throwback to the old school Winnipeg Jets jersey, although it is with that newer logo, not the older one that they've used for basically most of their other jerseys, or all of their other like third jerseys and Heritage Classic jerseys. So I have them using like the little bit of the newer logo. That's what I would like to see. Just kind of switch it up a little bit. Still keep that old school Winnipeg Jets kind of vibe, but just have a little bit different of a logo. That's what I have, what I think they're actually going to do. What I would love to see, though, once again, I really don't think they're going to do this, but a throwback to the Atlanta Thrashers. I would absolutely love that, man. It would be so much fun. And just instead of having Atlanta going down the sleeve here, and I do want this jersey in particular, instead of Atlanta going down the sleeve, just have Winnipeg going down the sleeve. Instead of the Thrashers logo, just have the Winnipeg Jets logo. It would be fun. Once again, very stupid, very unlikely, but I really like this jersey a lot. It is like one of the most unique jerseys where it doesn't look that awful, but like it's just so different. It only has the one kind of like sleeve going down the arm there, where it doesn't have it going on this side here. Like it's just so strange, and like I feel like it shouldn't work. But it's a jersey that I actually really do like a lot, and I do actually think kind of looks nice. So once again, this is another jersey that I would love to see, but highly doubt they'll actually do. But anyways, that is my Reverse Retro 2.0, I guess, predictions. I don't know what they're going to call this new upcoming series, but I will say the Reverse Retro 2.0 series for all 32 teams. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments down below. Make sure to follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter, at the Jersey Zone YT on Instagram and at the Jersey Zone on Twitter. Links are in the description down below. But anyways, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.